Oh, hello there, U.S. history students. Welcome to our little instructional video on our distance learning plan. And while explaining what we're going to do generally from this point forward, I am also going to talk about what my expectations are for this initial week. So first, I'm going to try to keep our class as much the same as humanly possible when we cannot see each other and we won't be sharing the same space at the same time. So what that means is I will post everything on our class page. I feel like I probably kind of flooded your assignment block. So I apologize for that, but I don't know how else to post it without making it an assignment. So everything's posted on our class page. It might be easier just to navigate to your history page and look at the assignments rather than stay in your assignment center. I will communicate to you through email at least weekly, and then we will have our normal textbook reading assignments with online quizzes. But the fact of the matter is that as much as I would like to keep it the same, things are really going to be different. We're not going to have face-to-face meeting in class, but I will try to have a couple of occasions throughout the week where we can get together and you can ask questions, we can check in, see how things are going. We're going to try to set up a Friday Kahoot challenge or some other online quiz so we can come together as a class and have maybe a little friendly competition to review the week and things like that. I've also put out lots of different ways that you can learn the material. Some of it will be me talking to you, some of it is reading, some of it is watching, some of it is doing, although that's a little bit more challenging in terms of finding worthwhile documents that you can analyze and learn from. And the whole point is that we're going to take this asynchronous approach to our weekly learning goals. And what that means is everything you can do at your own pace. It doesn't have to be done at a certain time with me. You can just look at what you have to do and kind of choose when you want to do it. We want to try to be as flexible as possible moving forward. So what I've come up with is this acronym, LEARN, that is how I'm dividing our assignments. Some of the assignments will be listening assignments, pretty much watching or listening to podcasts. Engage is when we try to actually get together as people, virtually. Analyze and more primary source-based. Reading are more literature-related elements, often contemporary literature elements. And then note are going to be more summative, reflective activities towards the end of the week. But I'll go over each of those in a little bit more detail shortly. Here's the thing. I would like you to do at least 25 points of history work each week. I will award you points for whatever work that you do. You can probably hear my baby in the background. Welcome to virtual learning. Anyway, as I was saying, I would like you to include at least 25 points each week. If you decide to do more, I will grade more. I will grade whatever you do. And that will affect your grade because you will have a 40 out of 40 if you do 4 10-point assignments rather than just a 25 out of 25. So it is a little bit of a way that you can control your grade in the class. We will still eventually have larger assessments. And so this is one of the ways that you can contribute to that. And we'll talk about this minimum threshold towards the end as well. So real quickly, I want to go through this week's assignments as examples of the learn activities that are available to you. As I said already, listen assignments are assignments that ask you to listen and usually watch. They could be recorded lectures, internet videos, podcasts. Some might require more passive viewing. I'm going to try to use the online software Edpuzzle to annotate, to interrupt videos with questions, free responses. Further down the line, I might try to get a little more complicated and do some other learning platforms that are available to me, like Nearpod. But for right now, we'll use Edpuzzle. So there will be a link to kind of join our class on Edpuzzle, so that you can actually watch these videos and answer the quiz questions and things like that. So this week, you have 3 different opportunities to listen. The 5-point ones are pretty much just short check-in assignments that I don't have as much power to grade. So the first one will be to actually attend a little recorded lecture on the events leading up to the Civil War that will probably either be uploaded into Edpuzzle or figure out another way to do it, but it's pretty much a review of that activity we did right before school ended, of the events in the 1850s that lead to the Civil War. The second one is a more intense, a little bit longer video lecture about the start of the Civil War. That should complement the book assignment reading that you have as your regular homework this week pretty nicely. That one is posted, or will be posted, on Edpuzzle with kind of guided questions as you go through. And I get those results, so it's easy to assess whether or not you actually watched the video and if you understood it, things like that. The third option is more of a go beyond opportunity. One of the big battles that will kind of end our portion of the start of the war is the Battle of Antietam. And I have a link to the Battlefields of America's Civil War engagement at Antietam. That is fairly interesting to watch, especially if you have gone out there or will have an opportunity to go out to Antietam sometime in your future. For Engage assignments, these will be interactive assignments in live time with other students and hopefully me. These may just not be possible based on your own schedule. I'm going to try to make them fun and engaging and worthwhile if you can make time in your schedule, but I understand that I have a locked time that I've been given to go live. And so some of those times will work for you and others will not. I tried to shift my window as much as I could. I'm pretty much locked into 9 to 11. So on Monday, we will meet at 10 a.m. Pretty much it'll be a quick check-in. We'll do this weekly, go through any questions you might have on the assignments, things that I'm not clear about. I hope that will be 15 minutes or less. We'll start at 10 a.m. on Monday. Wednesday, we'll have a midweek check-in. We can discuss any readings. We can discuss the lecture like we're going to do this week. That will be at 9:30. Estimated time for that one should be about 30 minutes. And then on Friday, as I mentioned earlier, I'd love to have a live Kahoot quiz challenge that we can all do together. We'll try that right after advisory on Friday. Most of you will probably check in with your advisor at 8:45. At 9 o'clock, we'll do our live Kahoot quiz challenge. All right, so those are the Engage assignments. The Analyze assignments will be you dealing with primary source evidence. This week, we have excerpts from Lincoln's first inaugural address. It's a little bit longer as an inaugural address, so you don't have to read the whole thing. You just read the excerpts that I've posted, and there are questions that correspond to it. I've posted it in 2 different ways. I have it on our week 1 topic as a downloadable Word document that you're more than welcome to just fill out and then share it with me or email it to me. The other thing is that I posted it as an assignment with 10 questions. Question 1 is actually just the speech, and then the other questions are the questions from the worksheet, and it's set up like an online quiz, so you know how to do those really well. So that's an analyze opportunity this week, and that one will definitely take longer, and so it's significantly more points than some of the other things that we have to do this week. The read opportunities, they're all set up hopefully to enhance your understanding of a topic. This week I have 3 different kind of poetic forms that I would like you to explore. The first one is an original composition by Sojourner Truth. Some of you might know her famous speech, Ain't I a Woman? This is from another meeting that she held, and apparently over the course of this meeting, it was an abolitionist gathering, she sang to the tune of Auld Lang Syne this song that she wrote called I'm Pleading for My People. So it's a beautiful little poem. If you want to play the melody of Auld Lang Syne in the background, you can see that it does fit pretty well. So just read that, and then on our topics page there's an open discussion board that you should just be able to type your response to by replying to, I think I posted like, type your response here. If you just reply to that, then all of our Sojourner Truth responses will be in one area. The second opportunity to read is a letter from a soldier to his wife at just before the first battle of Manassas, the first battle of Bull Run, which is the initial engagement, large engagement of the Civil War. So it gives you some insight into, what the soldiers are feeling and thinking about, and some of the harsh realities of war. And the third is Stephen Crane's poem, War is Kind. As you will see, he is being a little hyperbolic in his titling and what he is critiquing about war, but it fits well into this discussion of the Civil War. Crane writes after the Civil War, but almost all of his stories take place during the Civil War. He's most famous for his Red Badge of Courage, which we'll talk about in a lecture someday in the future, probably when we're talking about popular fiction in the 1880s or something. Anyway, those are the read opportunities. Note assignments, as I mentioned already, are asking you to publicly post or respond in some way that will be reflective and require synthesis and some original thought. So we're going to try to make an essential question assignment every week. This week I posted the essential question on this kind of virtual bulletin board called Padlet. So you will be required to sign up so that, like, when you post, your name will be associated with the post. You don't have to write an essay. That's not the point. I don't even really need you to write full sentences. I just want you to kind of synthesize information. It'd be helpful to write full sentences because, as I said before, full sentences are full thoughts that everyone can understand. But try to keep your post to 3 or fewer sentences. Feel free to respond to others. You can kind of move around the post-it notes so that they fill up the space in different ways. It is a public forum for our class, so make sure you remain appropriate and on topic. The other thing is a regular discussion board within our class page that I would like you to do a little 3-2-1 reflection assignment. Once again, you're going to note 3 things that you learned, 2 things that you struggled with or enjoyed. Not so much related to the content, but rather related to the form. And then I want you to shift back to content and ask 1 question that you still have. If that's not related to the content, that's fine too, but I would like you to end your reflection for the week with 1 question that you hope will still be addressed. And I can use those questions to kind of structure the next week's discussions a little bit. So, just going back, there are a couple of things that I will be using to communicate with you. I'm going to use Zoom Meeting. I know Mr. Shematek is a fan, and many of your other teachers have probably invited you to things through Zoom. I've found it easier than Microsoft Teams and other things that people are trying to use to schedule my meetings in advance. I can get the link and post them right on our regular page online, so that you can just click and join our Zoom meetings. I will be using Edpuzzle, which once again you will have to create an account so that you can get credit for watching the videos and answering the questions. I get a report back with your name and your answers. We will be using Padlet at least this week to see how it goes. Once again, you have to sign up for this. You just use your GCS email so you get credit for what you post. And I will be using Kahoot this week, which I believe most of you already know how to use, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. So just as a final thought on all of this self-paced, self-structured learning, I want to talk a little bit about your grades, because even though we're not going to have kind of the daily interactions that we have, I will be grading you on all these other things that you do. My expectations for you are that you are a student. You are a student dragon, right? My expectation is that you submit roughly 25 points of work each week. Now, I gave the range 20 to 30 because some of you will just choose assignments that give you 30 points. And if you get things wrong, even if you did 25 points, you might only earn 20 points. But if you earn between 20 and 30 points each week, you are what I would consider a very commendable student. All right. If you fall short of that, I will send you a note that you must be a busy bee, because I assume you're doing things, but you haven't figured out how to fit in U.S. history. If you don't do any work, I will send an email of concern making sure that everything's okay, because I hope you're not just being a couch potato watching TV and playing video games. But if you go beyond the minimum requirements, if you earn 30 to 40 points each week, you will obtain scholar status. I'll send you this awesome Eagle graduate looking dude over here, because you are an amazing student. You've gone above and beyond. If you pretty much complete all of the assignments, you get to be a professor, which is Dumbledore over here with Fawkes. You're putting forth phenomenal effort, and you might as well do a couple of these videos yourself to teach your fellow students. And if you manage to accrue more than 50 points, you must really love U.S. history, because you've done everything that I could ever think of, and I shall refer to you as a dragon sage. And here he is dressed as the Uncle Sam dragon. So those are kind of emails that I'll give you towards the end of the week to acknowledge the hard work that you've been doing. Maybe we'll find some way to publicly attach these little emblems of success to you online as well. I won't give you couch potato stickers for public shaming, but I believe that public excellence can be acknowledged, so maybe we'll figure out a way to give you those Dragon Sage stickers publicly on our class page some way. So, Uncle Sam, our U.S. history mascot, he wants you to work at your own pace, at your own schedule, and do the best that you can dealing with the challenges that this distance learning may present. As always, reach out to me via email, check in during our live sessions, but hopefully this first week will go all right, and everyone will have a little more confidence with what we're trying to accomplish as we move forward. So, thanks so much for your attention. Hopefully you were able to view this, understand it. I will check in with you on Monday to see what we can do moving forward. Thanks for watching.